I've been talking for quite a bit. You can't pour from an empty cup, meaning you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have love in your heart, you cannot give love. If you are not in a good headspace, if you're you can't raise mentally stable children. If you're not emotionally balanced, you cannot raise emotionally balanced. So, Sunday Church celebrated Children's Day 2025. Happy Children's Day to all the incredible, bright, smart, adventurous, mischievous children all around the world. So, we're going to church today, and the party had already started. They came with mascots, panda bears. The children had their faces painted. They were so excited. Everybody had so much fun, so much games, so much to eat, so much to drink, and it was an all-round fun day for the youngsters. Now, today's video is focused on children, but we're focusing mainly on the children whose identities, who are in a stage of their lives where they are confused, they don't have all the answers yet. And these are our teenagers, our preteens, our older children, young adults. So in church, we
Hey
had a panel
people,
session, and
good
it was
afternoon, good
mind
morning, good
boggling.
evening from
First,
wherever it is you're
listen to
watching.
what I
It's your
have to say.
girl, the life of Wendy. Whenever I sit on this chair, you know it's about to get real. Okay, so this edition, just like the scene, is dedicated to children all around the world. This is Children's Day, 27th of May. We celebrate Children's Day in this part of the world. This is something that every parent needs to know. I know, yes, this is not a Mother's Day or a Parent Day celebration. It is for children, but for us to have children that will be worth celebrating, for us to have children that will be proud of, there are some key factors. There are some things that we need to know. There is no one size fits all. We know that, but there are guides. People have written tons of books, there are materials, there are, a lot of resources that you can access and, educate yourself with. But in every 10-15 books, there are always something that is uniform, that is common amongst those things. And these are the major, facts, some things that I just want to point out. And without talking too much, because I already have clips that I'm going to insert in this video, and I don't want this video to be too long. Gosh, long videos give me a headache to upload, to publish, and I don't want to start battling with that or start giving myself anxiety. Let me just get right into it. Look, everybody in life needs love. No matter the age category you fall under, be it an infant, be it the one in your uterus, a grown-ass man, a grown-ass woman, children. Now we're focusing on children. They all need love. They need to hear love. They need to feel that they are loved. Children need, it's like a feel for them, right? So if you have children that are difficult, we know we have difficult children that make it difficult for parents to even show that love. Parents in their hearts feel love, unexplainable kind of love for their children. But sometimes these children can make it really, really difficult and exhausting for you to love them. So regardless of whatever situation you're in, regardless of whatever position your parenting is at this particular time, show these children and show them that you love them, show them that you are for them. Hug your children, tell them words, give them words that would boost their confidence, things that they would have heard from home first, right? This slang, these popular slangs that people say, there is love at home, this one has a lot of love at home. Yes, let that love come from home. Let the child know that, yes, your mother, my mom has got my back, my daddy has got my back, regardless of however it is I may have. Sorry, my battery, I had to change my battery. So I was saying that love is a universal language. Everybody, regardless of your age, needs love to thrive. So for children, as parents, as guidance, you have to show them that love. You have to fill up their love tank so much that they wouldn't second guess themselves. They wouldn't doubt whenever it is you say you love them. People from the older generations, many of them cannot say that they heard these words quite often in their houses. I for one will not say that, because even till date, my parents still end every conversation or most of the conversations with "I love you." Something that every parent, regardless of how you were raised, sometimes we adults are like, we have a lot of trauma, we have a lot of baggage that we are coming in with to be parents. So you should all embody and just make these children feel loved, regardless of whatever it is that they have that they have done currently at that time, right? So love is a
Love
foundation.
is a
Okay, so the
foundation.
second one is discipline. Discipline is not the same as punishment. Do not forget. Discipline is not the place of punishment, and there is no amount of there is nothing that can take the place of discipline, right? Do not compromise, do not, confuse discipline for punishment, because sometimes parents feel like, oh, they have done one kind of bad thing, they feel guilty for disciplining a child. Even the Bible says, spare the rod and spoil the child. The other day I was having a conversation with my sister, and this she quoted something like this, like it was about disciplining our children, and she quoted that
I
scripture,
was
and I was
saying
like, no,
no.
to my own understanding, you're right. There's no wrong or right answers, right? So to my understanding, a lot of people say spare the rod and spoil the child, meaning if you don't beat that child, then you will spoil the child. No, I disagree. I respectfully disagree with that with that interpretation to that scripture. Spoiling the child, sparing the rod, and spoiling the child, in my own understanding, I'm not talking about you can understand it and interpret it and apply it any way you deem fit, it is your picking, it is not my picking, right? Would be, let the punishment, let the punishment, let it, or the mode of discipline now here in this context, because we are saying discipline is not the same as punishment. Do not confuse both
Do
of
not
them. Over punish a child for something as you can easily overlook. There are many times that children are just children, and these offenses or this silliness is in their minds. They play it out because they are normal growing children. They are normal. There's nothing wrong with them. So when they do these things, do not over punish, do not over stretch issues that you should just let go, or a few words here and there, a few soft words should be placed. So I digress. That thing I was talking about now, sparing the rod and spoiling the child, to me it means whatever offense it is, because the Bible would not expect us to actually carry rod. And that was what I quoted to my sister. Rod means, rod, when a builder is building, you know what we know as rod here, like 16 mm. That's what comes to my mind. 16 mm, 18 mm, 21 mm rod, those are stiff rods even as an adult. So how do you expect, if you want to interpret it literally, how do you expect to use that kind of instrument against your child that you birthed, that you loved, that that thing can even the child? How do you expect to, and you call that discipline? No, that's not discipline. If you do that to any child, you'll be prosecuted, you'll be arrested, you know so the rod should be that the punishment or the consequence for a bad action, a bad decision, should be heavier than that action. For instance, a child has been told several times to keep something down, to keep an object down, to stop playing with the object. I'm talking about children like from ages 5 upwards. You've been told repeatedly to keep that thing, and the child maybe just ignores you or doesn't just do it. Then that thing drops from the child's hand and breaks, right? For a person like me, there are consequences. You would pay for that thing one way or the other. I'm going to deprive you of a pleasure. I'm going to deprive you of a treat, of a snack, of something. And at the end of the day, I would collect that money that I was supposed to use to give you these things. If it means taking the others to go swim and leaving you behind, that's your money for swimming. It's about 3,000 naira per swim day, or 4,000 naira as the case may be. I would keep accumulating it. That is what I'm saying. That's what I mean by sparing the rod. Now, in that instance, I have not spared the rod. I haven't spared the rod. I have actually meted out discipline. There are many instances I can't keep listing. So you're saying now sparing the rod means using cane. God did not say spare the cane. God said spare the rod. The Bible says spare the rod. So if you're saying it is rod, then you now translate it to cane. Come on, I'm not a gentle. I'm not one of those ones that are pro gentle parents. You have to work with the temperament, with the kind of children God has blessed you with. If they are the ones that can. Then to gentle parenting will work with, by all means. But if they are not, then do what is necessary to discipline the child as appropriate. It shouldn't be overboard. You shouldn't over over, discipline, so that when an actual offense is committed, then the child would know that yes, they have really erred, they have really done something that has made you mad, that has they really crossed the line. It's not any little thing. Maybe a child spills water, you punish. A child breaks a plate, honest mistake, you punish. No, these are things that can easily be overlooked. Or a child forgets something at school or misplaces something, you just keep punishing here and there. No. So when that child would now actually does something that deserves that kind of punishment, what would you now do? That kind of disciplining, how would you know? Because you've spent all your lifetime being angry, because you children are steadily making you, finding ways to make you, mad, because a child will always do something every day. So if you every day you set out, your life's mission is just to keep, punishing, discipline, then you're just going to be a very angry parent, and that is not what it's going to be very counterproductive. So that is one other thing for effective parenting of these children. Remember, we are talking about Children's Day, so we are looking for ways to make these children healthier. We're looking for ways to make these children more, wholesome, more grounded, more, in center. The third thing is children learn by watching. Stop talking. If you want a child to read more, but you don't read, how? They've never seen you pick up something to read. You want a child to be neat, to keep their rooms neat, to wake up in the morning and make their beds first thing, but your own bed is unmade. There are lots of things. You want the child to stop cursing, but whenever you're in traffic, you're going crazy. And right there with the children, you're cutting out people. You're having road rage. You're forgetting that you have children behind that are actually learning by watching you. You tell them, do not disobey elders, do not disobey, but you run traffic lights. You pass inappropriate illegal U-turns. You run red lights, police, just random things. But these children are actually watching. They're actually watching and learning. So how would you disrespect authority and you come and preach to them about being obedient to you, being sane citizen, being good students who should listen to their teachers and those in position of authority? No, it doesn't make any sense. So children learn by watching. If you want children to appear neatly, you have to dress up neatly. If you want children to be decent, you have to be decent yourself. If you want children to be kind, you also have to be kind. If you want children that will be givers tomorrow, begin that culture. It is not too late. Even if your children are older kids, preteens, teenagers, it is not too late to start. It is not too late. So you can't say something and do another thing. Children are not do as I say. They are 100% do as I do. They will challenge you. I remember I've said this here once before, or at least once before on this channel, that it was my 6-year-old that challenged me to start my YouTube channel. We were just lounging one day and I gave him some math problems to solve, and I knew he had not gotten to that stage academically yet to solve those problems, but I just wanted to challenge him. And I wasn't surprised when he didn't answer the questions, and I was like, so now, how about the questions? What are the answers to these questions? Why haven't you answered them? Do you know what this boy answered? Do you know he answered? It was a rhetorical question that he asked me, and with that answer I already knew what I needed to do. I had been talking for the longest time about how I was going to start my YouTube channel, but there was no action. It's just too much talk, no action. And the boy, 6-year-old, told me his answer to that math question is the same reason why I have not started my YouTube channel. Because if you ask me why I've not started my YouTube channel, I'll tell you nothing. So I asked him, I said, why are you not writing? That was what he told me. So instead of telling me nothing, he told me his answer is the same reason why I have not started. And I couldn't get mad, because who am I to get mad? Forms them is what they see, the environment you expose them to, what they hear, what they see you do has a bigger impact in their lives than what you tell them to do, right? We shouldn't expose children to things that they are not supposed to be exposed to. Lewd music, lewd scenes, TVs, lewd shows, lewd conversations. Be mindful when you have children around you. Be mindful the things you say. Some people just say, sometimes some adults want to say, maybe they're having some kind of sexual conversations around children, and instead of saying sex, they say sex. That's not what I'm talking about. If you say sex to a 4-year-old, doesn't mean you've not had sex education with the child. No, that's not what I'm saying. Just know the kind of things you should be discussing around your child. If you there are some conversations that my sisters and I, my friends, want to have, and if there are children around, we'll tell you, oh, we can't, we'll talk some other time, and it is fine. Let them grow healthy, wholesome children. Do not expose them to things that are bad for them. Let them model, be decent yourself, be prim and proper, be well put together. In the morning when you wake up, good, dress up well, brush your teeth, comb your hair, look for something nice and neat to put on. Then now tell me what that child will have to say in his defense why he has not had his bath by 9 in the morning, right? So these are the things. Then look, there is, it beats my mind when I see parents that don't communicate. Some even won't tell you that they are trying to preserve their children. They prefer children that don't know, that are not exposed, that are not vast mentally, that are not really that are oblivious to these happenings around them. That they prefer those kind of children to children that are aware, because they want to preserve their innocence for as long as possible. Like how are you trying to preserve an innocence of a child without, by being happier that that child doesn't know anything? I would rather my child is exposed to the extent that they should be exposed to. You come to me with questions, hard questions, and I'll tell you the honest truth according to your age, according to your understanding. Communicate with your children, ask them questions. Don't ask close-ended questions, because children sometimes can just want to get you off their backs and just give you those close answers that they know you want to hear to get you off their backs. Open communications. Do not ask questions that have close answers. Don't ask them how was your day today. They will tell you fine, they'll tell you good. Ask them what the best part of their day was. Ask them what made you laugh today, who made you mad, who did you make sad today, who did you enjoy your meal, what was the part of the meal you enjoyed, what subject did you enjoy the most today. Like, I go as far as even asking, oh, when did your teacher wear a trouser or a skirt when she taught this, just so that you now begin to hear. I remember my nephew was mad one time. He refused to write for the longest time. He was in year one. He was just 5 years old. He refused to write because the teacher stopped applying red lipstick. And if my sister wasn't that kind of parent that always asks questions, she knows, the child told her that my teacher isn't pretty anymore because she doesn't apply red lipstick. So children have a lot. They have a lot. They are smarter than we give them credit for. They are smarter than we give them credit for. Ask them questions. It is better you ask them questions and okay, it is above their intelligence limit. Then you revisit the question some other time. You will be shocked most of the time. Those questions that you seem may not be appropriate for them, or they don't have answers to. You'll be shocked. They will give you their own interpretation. Right? So ask questions, ask open-ended questions to understand their thoughts. They will tell you, you would even know where the child of this your mind is, the mind of this your child is going. You would know from asking questions what is really going on in their headspace. Encourage them to express themselves without fear. Now there's a difference between being bold and outspoken and being rude. There is a clear difference. It is not a thin line. There's a clear difference. Audacious, bold, confident children encourage it by all means. Listen to their child even when they are young. They may be blabbing, they may be saying things that don't make sense. I know how annoying it can be, but just in that nonsense, sense will still enter. Fashi, sense will still enter. So balance love and boundaries. Too much freedom can confuse a child. Too much freedom can confuse you as an adult. Many adults now don't know where to. We are overstimulated. We get easily overstimulated because we are at liberty to do whatever it is we have to do, we want to do, when we want to do it. There is really nothing to put in. There's no check. There's nothing to check us. There's no authority. We are not answerable to anybody. And it gets confusing. We take in a lot of things. There are too many information out there that we just overfeed ourselves with, and we get confused. Too much freedom can confuse a child. Too much control can also break their confidence. So let there be a balance between love and boundaries. I like to think of it like a leash. You have a very elastic long rope, but then it's wrapped around your wrists, right? So while you're giving them the space, the opportunities, you're providing them with resources to be independent, to be bold, to be courageous, to be mature mentally, you're also holding them close to your wrist, so that when they are going beyond where they naturally should be, you pull them back. You pull them back. Do not confuse it. Freedom can confuse a child. So much freedom can confuse a child. So let there be boundaries. Create a balance with everything. Set limits. Set limits. Explain your reasons. Children need, you don't just tell them this is it. We are no more in that dispensation. We are no more in that era. The millennials, we had a lot of bad kind of upbringing because our parents' words were final. But children now will challenge your decisions. They will ask questions and then explain. Be firm but fair. Be firm but really fair. I'm very grateful to the kind of partner I have. My husband, we are so in sync. Our parenting style so the same. Like there has not been, we've never had any conflict about mode of discipline or decision making or parenting them or rewards. Nothing. We parents alike, and we back up each other because these children can really try to play smart. They would go to this parent first, try to manipulate you. I'm very grateful for that. So if you're in a different situation whereby your parenting styles are different, be firm. You can be the firm but fun parent. You can be firm, but you should be fair. Excuse me, every child is different. Know this. I have two children, but these two children are very, very different. They are very different from each other. I have a choleric, I have a sanguine. You cannot sell Somadina anything that will move him from here to here. One hair won't remove from his body. Anything you like, tell him. Any mean word you like, tell him. His mouth is as sharp as a razor. I thought I had sharp tongues. Oh my god. His father also has sharp mouth, so the boy took from here, and his own is on fire. You know that your children should be greater than you in all ramifications. So just imagine what it is I'm going through. You cannot tell him, but the moment you use this child's I try to use Kobe's style of parenting on Somadina. It is counterproductive. If I use Somadina's style of parenting on Kobe, it is as equally counterproductive. There are different ways to parent different children. You just like to think of it as having a you have 4 children, you have 10 children, but you have one child at the end of the day. Focus on that child per time. Discipline the child like he is the only child in the room. Don't say your brother this or I did this to your brother and it gave me this result. It may not give you the same result, right? It may give it to you now when you need it, but in the long run, there are times when you cannot discipline them in a certain way anymore. But then, would you now stop disciplining? Would you now stop being parents to them because they've outgrown being disciplined in the? Because you can't tell a child, an undergraduate, some things to do. She's at school. Will you tell her go to school and come? You must be home by 6:30. You must, but she's in school. She's not under your roof. So that is, you can't discipline a child. You can't beat the child anymore, right? So find ways to discipline, to attend to each child's needs uniquely. You find out what is unique, find out his love language, your child's love language, and invest in it. Invest in pour into that child based on what he wants, what he thrives on. Don't say because I can't give you no, you have to just find it. Celebrate progress, not just perfection. Celebrate progress. If your child went from being a C student to being a B plus or B minus, celebrate it. We know, yes, that is not where you want the child to be, but celebrate that progress. It boosts their confidence. It makes them want to do more. It makes them want to be better. If you see a child that is trying to do chores, that chore might not be perfect. He's trying to help you here and there. Even in the process, he may make a mistake, right? Thank you so much for trying to help me. That's something that would go a very long way in boosting that child's confidence. They know you are hurt because this kind of hurt sometimes you can't hide it. As much as you try to mask it with words or smiles, you cannot. These children are very intelligent. They would know, okay, and know where they did wrong and try to do better for you. Discover their unique talents and their unique personalities, develop it, support them, support the children. Avoid by all means, I beg you parents, do not compare children. Do not compare them to even their own siblings. Talk more of other children. Don't do it. Do not do it, please. If this is something that you've been doing before, just try to Stop doing it. And then you know that you cannot pour from an empty cup. As a human being, you can't pour. Talking about cups, let me drink water. I've been talking for quite a bit. You can't pour from an empty cup, meaning you cannot give what you don't have. If you don't have love in your heart, you cannot give love. If you are not in a good headspace, if you're you can't raise mentally stable children. If you're not emotionally balanced, you cannot raise emotionally balanced, wholesome children, right? So take care of yourself first. You know, come out sometime. You know, look from the outside, analyze your parenting styles, your parenting decisions, your words, just retrospectively look at things and find ways to adjust, find ways to better yourself first. Better yourself. Once a child sees that you're happy, you don't need to do too much. It would show. Your output in parenting, your output about life, your general demeanor would automatically, apply to that child. That child will feed off your energy and be good. You don't need to do too much. You don't need to do too much. Take care of yourself. A calm, emotionally balanced parent can handle stress better. You cannot be stressed as a person and try to help a stressed out child. You can't do that. You can't even solve, you can't analyze, you can't help, because you need help yourself. So take care of yourself, to read self-help books, listen to audiobooks, listen to music, pray, take time out to take care of yourself, to pamper yourself, to distress as much as you can. Look for those things that are stressing you. Find ways to, help you take out a little of those stress from you, those burdens, so that you're easier to approach, you're not cranky, you're not overstimulated, so that when a child comes to you with their problems, when a child needs you as a parent, you're available, and you recognize that that child needs help first, then you're available to, to help. Like I said earlier, give your children hugs. You don't need to say anything. Just hug them, just hold them very close. It boosts their confidence. They would know that they have somebody in you. They would know that they have somebody. When they're in trouble, they, like, my mother's got my back, my dad has got my back, that kind of thing. Then be present. Look, there's a time for I need to clean something. This water spilled. In this age of smartphones, we have a lot of distractions. The economy alone, see, you don't even need to have, like, always be on your smartphone. There is nowhere you go. There is nowhere you go. You look out the window, you're even inside your house. We are all feeling the harshness of the economy. We're all feeling this whole pressure from the system, insecurity, rising cost of living, sicknesses, bad governance. A lot of things are there to, throw us here and there, right? Like curves in our way. But just find a way to disengage sometimes. Find a way to just be present. Just be present. We have busy schedules. We know we have targets to meet. We need to provide. We need bills have to be sorted. But in all of that, that shouldn't take away your role. It shouldn't take away you as a person in a child's life. Your nannies, your domestic help, your relatives that you've put in the house cannot replace you when it comes to your child. What you bring, what you offer that child. So be present. Let your child know that he has you available to talk to, and without judgment, you're going to give, like, good counsel. You're going to be there to emotionally stabilize that child. It builds trust, it builds connection, it builds memories. There are lots of memories. Like when I was a little girl, I remember looking up to my mother a lot. My mother would go to the market, we'll go to the market together. She would be pricing meat or pricing onions and speaking Yoruba, and I was like, Jesus Christ, if only I can speak half of the Yoruba this woman knows. If only I can be as graceful. My mom, you can never catch her on fresh. You can never, as a young child, catch her on fresh. These are the things that I knew I was going to, and it rubbed off on me a whole lot. Now, all that Yoruba that this woman was speaking to meat sellers and onion sellers, pass alone ijale jale o, ele lo nta. Yoruba way I don't even sabi pass. She didn't need to do. It was just your children. You should be their first role models. If you're not your child's role model, then you're doing something wrong. You should go back to the drawing board and find where you got it wrong and try to, correct yourself. It's a journey. It is not a race. It is not a sprint. This one is a constant journey. It's your destiny. Even as I am a grown ass woman with my own family, I'm still my mother's responsibility.